Okay, so magandang araw ho sa inyong lahat mga kababayan. JDB uli ang inyong abang lingkod. Alright, so pag-usapan natin ngayon, ito pong pagkakabasag ni Harry Roque rito ho kay attorney Congresswoman, dating mayor ng Batangas, San Luis, kung di ako nagkakamali, 2nd District. Si ano ho, Jervel Luistro. Hindi to kilala, no? Hindi to kilala sa national, eto hong Congresswoman na to. So yung unang pagkaka-encounter nila, 'di ba? Naalala ninyo 'to? Ah, kaligtaan ko kung anong petsa 'to eh. Ito.
Basic implementation only of whirlwind.
Okay. Ang pinag-uusapan po nila diyan ni Congresswoman Luistro ni Beatrix ay yung Pogo. Sinasabi ni Harry Roque na wala akong kinalaman diyan, bla bla bla. Hindi ako diyan ganyan. So basag na basag diyan si Harry Roque. Hindi na nga siya nakaimik, ang sagot na lang niya ayan po yung inyong opinion. Meron din naman ako ibang opinion. At kahapon ho, aba, muli hong nagkatagpo ang kanilang landas. Nako, eto.
For online gaming. Let us all be reminded by the legal maxim.
Yan.
Inclusio unius est exclusio alterius. Kung wala naman pong sinabi dun sa substantive law, then the procedural law should not provide. Let us be reminded that the procedural law should always yield in favor of the substantive law.
Okay. Si substantive law po, ito po yung ito yung tawag dito. Ito ho yung kumbaga, yung sabihin natin, ito ho yung mga Republic Act. Okay? Yung law of the land para madaling intindihin. Ngayon, ito naman pong si substantive law, ito ho yung tawag dito, yung may parang katulad ito ng mga presidential decree, katulad ito ng mga administrative order, lahat po ng mga ganyan, mga ordinances, lahat po yan, mga secondary laws lang yan. Ito ho yung sinasabi niya na dapat sila mag-yield. Okay? Kaya nga sinasabi ng iba dyan, pagka gumawa, yung mga tamad mag-review, nag-create ng mga kautusan, na kung may bahagi dito na contrary, no, labag sa ating saligang batas. Ibig sabihin, labag din po rito sa mga Republic Act, walang bisa ang probisyon ng ordinansang ito, ng presidential decree na to, o ng executive order na to. Okay? Kaya po, ang sinasabi niya, yun ang mag-yield. Okay, magbigay daan. Okay, so ito ho kasi yan eh. Tingnan nyo kung paano niya bubukingin dito, kung paano ginawa ni Duterte. Maipasok lamang po ang sugal na isinusuka mismo ng China. Taong ito, pagdating sa pagkakaperahan 'di ba? Kahit na sinasabi na ng ibang bansa na maging ng China na ganito yan, masama yan, bawal sa amin dito. Hindi pwede yan. Pagka pera-perang usapan. Diba? Gagawan at gagawan ng paraan. Diba? Tropa niya nga yung in-check na sangkot sa illegal drugs, sangkot dito sa, pero mo, economic advisor mo. Ganon yung klase ng kalidad. Wow. Ngayon, ang ginawa ni Duterte rito, makikita nyo paano siya nabuking ni Congresswoman dito, ay gumawa siya ng batas para magkapogo sa Pilipinas at mamayagpag. Grabe ang negosyo ng kanyang mga kaibigan. Ganon ho nila ginahasa ang ating bayan.
Mr.
Duterte
Chair,
Pamor.
I wish to invite the attention of the committee to Executive Order number 13, the presidential issuance which provides for the very first time for the term online gaming, the term that was never mentioned in the legislation that was passed by Congress. In the 8th whereas clause, it says, clarifying the extent of authority of gambling regulators, particularly with regards to online gaming. And then we have Section 3, clarification on online gambling, which technically defines what online gambling is. And then under Section 4, Mr. Chair, it emphasizes the oversight function of the Office of the President over all forms of gaming, and that includes online gaming. I humbly submit, Mr. Chair, that EO number 13 brings online gambling into life.
Di ba? So, wala ho tayong mga batas na pinag-uusapan, yung mga tawag dito, yung kasi binabanggit niya rito kahapon. Wala namang mga naging legislation. Sino po ba kasing dapat na makaalam about the legislation kung ano po ang batas na pinanukala ng Senado makakarating po sa Kongreso. So kumbaga ho, alam ng kaliwang tenga ang ginawa ng kanang tenga o ng kanang kamay, alam ng kaliwang kamay. Ganun po dito sa setup ng Legislative Department ng Pilipinas. Okay? Pero she was wondering, wala naman kaming pinag-uusapang online gaming eklabong ganito. Yun. O, hindi po rito nakaporma si Harry Roque. Kaya sinabi niya, etong EO na to, ito ang nagbigay buhay. Pagka binigyang buhay, ang ibig sabihin, di ba, nagkaroon ng creation para magkaroon ng Pogo. Di ba? Anong sabi ni Harry Roque doon? Hindi ko alam kung pabiro o talagang gusto niya lang talagang ipahamak si Duterte. Di ba? Ang sabi niya, alam niyo po kung gaano po kaimportante ang Pogo. Kaya binuksan yung Pogo kasi nga po, bilang bahagi ng BPO, pero originally hindi po bahagi ng BPO yon. Sinabi niya rin yan na tinawagan ako ni Presidente at sabi niya kailangan buksan ng Pogo. Kailangan mailagay ito bilang bahagi bilang bahagi ng BPO industry. Bakit po? Kasi nung panahon po ng pandemic, ang BPO industry lamang po ang pinayagan na makapag-operate. Pag hindi nila pinayagan yung bagsak ng ekonomiya natin tuloy-tuloy. Ang laki ng industriya namin na binibigay na mga buwis dito. At saka tulong, di ba, yung mga sahod, tulong na malaki sa mga empleyado sa pamilya nila. Kaya po, they twisted the law, okay, to make it appear that the reopening of Pogo is legitimate. So kumbaga ho, yung demonyo, kinuha nila, nilublob nila sa puting pintura to make it appear as angels. Ganon ang ginawa nila rito. 'Di ba? Ang sabi ni Roque doon, kasi po ang Pogo ay nagbibigay po ng cash resource sa presidente ay sa gobyerno. Marami naman hong pagkakataon talagang ganyan si Harry Roque. Ipinapahamak ang presidente natin. 'Di ba?
And I do not understand, Mr. Chair, why this should circumvent the law that was passed by Congress creating the PAGCOR and providing the authorities to regulate all the gaming and gambling activities. Once again, Mr. Chair, I wish to raise the reason why the principle of separation of powers is very important. The principle of separation of powers and its concepts of autonomy and independence stem from the notion that the powers of the government must be divided to avoid concentration of these powers in any one branch. The division, it is hoped, would avoid any single branch from lording its power over the other branches or the citizenry. To achieve this purpose, the divided power must be wielded by co-equal branches of government that are equally capable of independent action in exercising their respective mandates. Lack of independence would result.
Okay. So ang inilalaban niya ho kasi rito, etong ginawa ni Duterte na tawag diyan, pinakialaman niya yung trabaho, yung tungkulin, yung lawmaking. Okay? Yung lawmaking capacity po ng Kongreso. Ang ginawa kasi rito ni Duterte ganito, gumawa siya ng batas. Okay? Talagang makikita niyo yung pagiging authoritarian, pagiging diktador. Pero niyo ang pwede lamang pong gawin ay yung mga executive order, administrative order, mga ganon. 'Di ba? Na limited lamang yung subject nito. Pero ang ginawa niya rito, ginawa niya ang executive order para magkaroon ng pogo. Pagkatapos ngayon nito, anong ginawa ng Senado natin nila Amy Marcos? Noong time na yan, hindi ba gumawa sila ng batas, sila nila Grace po? Gumawa sila ng batas para buwisan ang pogo. Yun pong batas na ginawa na ng mga senador na yon para buwisan ang pogo, they simply legitimize yung EO, executive order, na ginawa po ni Duterte. So, ang ginawa ni Duterte ron, nag-create ng batas, binago yung sistema ng source of law. Kasi meron tinatawag dito na merong how a bill becomes a law. Alam na natin yon, di ba? Paano nagiging batas ang isang panukala. Pero meron din pong tinatawag ditong sources of law. Okay. So, ang ginawa niya, binago-bago ni Duterte. Kumbaga, ginawa sa lakas ng tiwala niya, tiwala ng taong bayan sa kanya, lakas loob. Ang katuwiran na nga lang po ni Harry Roque rito yan naman po ipinagpapalagay po yan na valid kapag unless proven otherwise. Sabi, yun lang hindi rebuttal ni Roque dyan. Unless yan po ay dalhin sa Korte Suprema at sabihin ng Korte Suprema na yan po ay walang bisa. Yan po ay labag. Pero hanggat hindi po yan nagagawa, mananatili po yan. Consider po yan valid. Diba? Pero obviously mga kababayan, common sense na lang. Nasa executive department ka, nasa legislative department ang paggawa ng batas. At ang gagawin ninyo ay hindi birong entity ang iyong bubuhayin dito. Diba? Kaya nga ang pinaniwalaan din natin ang kanyang sinabi na kami dito, para sa amin, malinis ang pogo. Wala naman yan sa ibang lugar, dito lang yan sa Metro Manila. Pero ngayon, kumusta? Nasaan ang pogo? Nagkalat ang pogo. Diba? Naging scamming hub, love scandal hub, lahat ng scandal, lahat na ng scam pinasok na ng pogo na nakabase sa Pilipinas. Yung social cost nito, ang bansa natin dito ginagawa, yung pang-torture. Alam niyo, taga-BPO industry po ang inyong abang lingkod. Hindi po namin naranasan ang kami ma-torture pag hindi kami nakahit ng target sa sales. Ang nangyayari lang, bibigyan lang kami ng memo, pag hindi ka pa rin nakapag-comply na makahit ng sales target mo, mati-terminate ka lang sa trabaho. Pero hindi makaka-apekto rin maging sa iyong employment certificate na ikaw you were terminated for failing to hit the target. Wala pong ganun. So sabihin lang that you were employed by this company from this period until this. Ganun lang. Pero ito pogo, grabe yung perwisyo. Diba? Originally, hindi po sila nabubuwisan ng tama. So ginawan ngayon ng batas. Diba? Yun po yung tama. Dapat, bago ginawan yun ng batas para buwisan ang pogo, dapat po mga senador, dapat po mga mambabatas para napag-isipang maigi yan, napag-aralang maigi. Di ba? Ito natin. Ito yung mas mahaba
or self-interest assertions of another or others. To wind up, Mr. Chair, I wish to state for the record that when the President issued Executive Order number 13, it is the humble submission of this representation. He legislated. He amended.
Diba? He legislated. He amended.
He repealed the law. An act which violates the fundamental principle of separation of power. The executive should not encroach upon the power to legislate that belongs exclusively to the Congress. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Di ba? Basag. Tingnan nyo itong mas mahaba-haba na rito. Teka. Eto. Tignan nyo, si Roque pasasagutin dito eh.
online gaming. Let us all be reminded by the legal maxim.
Teka, bakit ito?
For online gaming.
Okay, saglit ha.
For online gaming. Let us all be reminded by the legal maxim, the term that was never mentioned in the legislation that was passed by Congress. In the 8 whereas clause, it says, clarifying the extent of authority of gambling regulators, particularly with regards to online gaming. And then we have Section 3, clarification on online gambling, which technically defines what online gambling is. And then under Section 4, Mr. Chair, it emphasizes the oversight function of the Office of the President over all forms of gaming, and that includes online gaming. I humbly submit, Mr. Chair, that EO number 13 brings online gambling.
Ayun, ito yung bakbakan nila. Ito pa, kahapon.
As the spokesperson for former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Yan.
Does our resource speaker confirm this?
Tingnan nyo si Harry Roque.
Yes, Madam Chair. Mr. Chair.
And Mr. Chair, can we please direct the resource speaker to describe ano po ba ang trabaho ng isang resource speaker ng Presidente?
As spokesperson, I was addressing the Malacanang Press Corps 3 times a week. I was preparing press releases on behalf of the President, and I was answering queries from the media on behalf of the President.
And will the resource speaker agree if I would say that a spokesperson position is a position of trust and confidence?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And by position of trust and confidence, that President is giving you full trust and confidence in all matters that might be within or even relevant to charge of function as presidential spokesperson. Does the resource speaker agree?
Mr. Chairman, subject to regular consultations with the President.
And for the information of the committee, by the position of trust and confidence, the moment the President lost the trust and confidence, the person can anytime terminate this official.
I confirm that, Mr. Chairman. I appointed to a position rank of cabinet.
I understand as well that Attorney Roque is one of the lawyers.
Bait ni Harry Roque, ano? Nadala na siya nung nakaraan eh. Simple siyang nilampaso nito eh.
The matter of fact, internationally. Can you please enlighten us on your background as a lawyer?
I have been teaching international law in UP as well as in American University, National University of Singapore, total of more than 20 years already until now. And I was past president of the Society of. I'm also a member of the List Council.
And having earned that reputation in the legal circle, Mr. Chair, and being the presidential spokesperson as well, I would assume that ever there will be erroneous decision part of the President, Attorney Harry Roque, calling the effective stopping President from pursuing such erroneous action. Will the resource speaker agree to this?
I do not think I had that function. I could only speak for the president. I could not actually countermand him. I could not correct him. He is my principal.
Yon, 'di ba? Sinasabi ho kasi rin nito nila Harry Roque, na kapag ang inyong mga leader, ang inyong mga pinuno, ang inyong mga commander, 'di ba? Nananawagan sila sa mga military natin. Kapag kamali ho ang kanilang ginagawa, eh meron po kayong obligasyon na hindi sila sundin. Ah. Pero ngayon sinasabi niya rito, hindi ko po yan na magagawa, hindi ko po yan pwedeng kontra, hindi ko siya pwedeng itama dahil siya po ang aking amo.
But considering, Mr. Chair, that he is a lawyer and a spokesperson as well, pagka ho ba may maling desisyon ang presidente, will you not volunteer for legal expert correct the president?
Unless I am asked for my opinion, Mr. Chair, I will not volunteer, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, I wish to invite the attention of Attorney Harry Roque to PD 9. This is described as the Charter of PAGCOR. And as a matter of fact, it defines what illegal gambling is. I also wish to invite his attention to Republic Act number 9487, which extends franchise of PAGCOR another 5 years. Again, it defines what illegal gambling is. Ultimately, Mr. Chair, I wish to invite the attention of Attorney Roque, Executive Order number. I wish to state for the record, Mr. Chair, that for the very first time, the term online gaming was mentioned in Executive Order number 13. This is something which is not mentioned, which is not provided in PD 1869, as well as in RA 9487. May I ask the resource speaker, when the President issued Executive Order number 13, don't you think he legislated?
I am unable to make an opinion because when I was a spokesperson, legal matters such as these are directed to the Presidential Legal Counsel or to the Office of the Solicitor General or to the legal office of the Office of the President under the Executive Secretary.
Mr. Chair, this representation wishes to solicit the opinion of expert, our resource speaker, Attorney Harry Roque, that number of things he has come across Executive Order number 30. This is the potential issue. Time of Roma Duterte mentioning time term that was never mentioned. PD 1869 and even in RA 9480. I hope we can be enlightened by the legal expert our review when the President should own number 3, fighting for the term online game time. Don't you think, Attorney Roque, the President legislates?
Again, Your Honor, I am unable to answer because that is not within my expertise. I've mentioned that my expertise in the field of public law, having taught and practiced that, and I am sorry because I'm not very familiar with Executive Order number 13. In fact, my only knowledge of Executive Order number 13 was in the last hearing when former Chair Domingo said that President Duterte regulated online gambling, no, through Executive Order number 13. But I am unable to give an opinion now, not being thoroughly familiar with the EO as well as the underpinnings behind the issuance of Executive Order number 13. I'm so sorry, Your Honor, it's not within my field of expertise.
Hanep ang palusot, di ba? It's not within the my field of expertise. Eh, ang punto nga po rito, siya yung spokesperson. So ibig sabihin, hindi na siya nagbabasa, hindi na siya nag-iisip pa, 'di ba? Kung kumbaga kung tae yung ibinigay sa kanya at sinabi sa kanyang kainin mo yan, kakainin na lang niya. O, hindi niya siguro akalain na haharap siya sa ganitong pagkakataon at hindi rin niya na-review na posibleng ibato sa kanyang tanong na yon. Kaya ngayon, diba, kahapon, ang sabi niya, I am not very, very familiar. Sorry, hindi ako makasagot dyan, makapagbigay ng opinion. Sabay palusot lang na sinabi ni BIR si Domingo na sinabi ni Duterte raw, regulated the POGO. Ibig sabihin ng regulated, ginawang opisyal. Ginawa ng batas, binuhay, legitimize ang POGO. Ayaw pa kasing ikanta ng derechahan yung ginawa ni Duterte. Kasi mabubuking at mabubuking siya na, Diyos ko, hindi pala siya nagbabasa. Basta't ingaw-ngaw na lang niya.
With all due respect to our resource speaker, Mr. Chair, I find it strange na sa dami po ng hearing na ina-attendan niya, both in the Senate and in the Congress, all pertaining to POGOs, he have not come across EO number 13, from which the POGOs or the online gaming started. But I'm sure, for the next concern that I wish to raise, our resource speaker is very much familiar with, because this is fundamental in the study of law.
And basic.
There is in law the principle of separation of powers. And I wish to share the case of Belhica versus Ochoa, GR number 208566, November 19, 2013, on the constitutionality of the Priority Development Assistance Fund. For the information of the Filipino people, I wish to read, the principle of separation of powers refers to the constitutional demarcation of the three fundamental powers of the government. In the celebrated words of Justice Laurel Inangara versus Electoral Commission, it means that the Constitution has blocked out, with deft strokes and in bold lines, allotment of power to the executive, the legislative, and the judicial departments of the government. To the legislative branch of the government through Congress belongs the power to make laws. To the executive branch of the government through the President belongs the power to enforce laws. To the judicial branch of government through the court belongs the power to interpret laws. I wish to go back to Attorney Roque. Attorney Roque, don't you think that the President encroached upon the power of the Congress when he issued Executive Order number 13 providing for online gaming?
Well, Mr. Chair, first and foremost, I argued that case of Belhica. I was lawyer in the Supreme Court for Mr. Belhica, and I confirmed the principle of separation of powers. However, as I said, although it is not my expertise, I will give my opinion, my candid opinion. And that is, under our scheme of things, executive issuances, legislative enactments are all presumed to be constitutional unless proven otherwise. So the status of Executive Order number 13, unless challenged in court, is that it is presumed to be constitutional. Executive orders being the nature of implementing existing legislation, Your Honors.
Mr. Chair, there's a principle in law. When the law does not provide, we should not provide.
Okay. So, kita nyo ng palusot ni Harry Roque. Di ba? Principle of separation of powers. This is beyond my expertise. Ano? Kaya sabi niya, this is fundamental. Ibig sabihin po, basic lang ito. Ito yung foundation ng lahat. Di ba? Kaya rin sinasabi sa ibang mga vloggers na nakakausap ko. Siguraduhin nyo naman na yung separation of powers, alam ninyo. Alam ninyo yung three branches of the government. Diba? Para hindi yung sasabihin ninyo ayan, gagawa na ng batas. Gagawa ng batas. Sino? Ang presidente, papakulong si ganito. Ano? Diba? Kaya marami ho dyan mga fake news dahil dyan. Ngayon, yan ang sagot ni Harry Roque. That's beyond my expertise. Talagang pinagmalaki yung kanyang expertise. Pero yung basic, hindi niya alam. What an expert. Diba? Palusot. Bakit? He was trying at least to protect Duterte. Kaya nga ang palusot niya rito, sabi niya, it is presumed, ipinagpapalagay na valid naman yung mga ginawa niyang yan, lalo na Executive 13, na nagbigay, kumbaga yung Executive 13 po, yan po ang birth certificate ng Pogo. Okay? Na dapat po sana nanggaling yan sa normal legislation. Again, di ba? Dumaan yan sa how a bill becomes a law. O, manggaling muna sa isang panukalang batas. Ganon ang ibig sabihin po doon. And then, yung batas na yun po, ang magpo-provide rin ng taxation nito. Okay? Kung kinakailangan pa panong proseso, kung merong special na magiging treatment about taxation, dapat i-legislate yan. Ano nangyari ho rito? Shortcut ni Duterte. Binigyang buhay, but without the real intent na magkaroon ng pagbubuwis. Wala sa isipan niya yun. Basta magkapogo sa ngalan ng tropa, mga economic advisors niya, magkapogo. Ang palusot, alam niyo, hindi naman po naman niya ginawa yan na magkapogo sa Pilipinas dahil po sa dumaan tayo sa pandemic eh. Hindi ho. Bago pa magkaroon ng pandemic, nagkaroon na tayo ng pogo. Yan. Okay, so tingnan niyo pa lusot ni Roque ha.
When the law
Sabi niya pa nga pala, yung hindi naman binabanggit, hindi pinoprovide ng Republic Act, ng national law, huwag nating i-provide. Bakit? Kung hindi po sinasabi ng batas, ng mga batas natin, ang regulasyon na ang hati ng buhok ay dapat po ay pagganito, no, pagganon ng hati. Huwag po nating sasabihin sa mga executive order na dapat lahat ng empleyado ng gobyerno pagka magsuklay, pagganon at saka pagganon lang. Yun ang ibig niyang sabihin. Okay? Kung ano ang hindi pinoprovide ng basic law natin, ng fundamental law, huwag nating i-provide. Kasi magiging contrary po. Kasi ganyan na ang katuwiran, presumption of validity. Kailangan questionin sa Korte Suprema. Diba? Yan ho ay ginagawa naman ng mga taong mayroon pong hidden agenda for self-vested interest. Yan. They bend the law. Katuwiran, bending the law is not actually breaking the law.
does not include, we should not include.
Right.
If the substantive law creating PAGCOR does not provide for online gaming, then no executive issuances should provide for online gaming. Let us all be reminded by the legal maxim, inclusio unius est exclusio alterius. Kung wala naman pong sinabi dun sa substantive law, then the procedural law should not provide. Let us be reminded that the procedural law should always yield in favor of the substantive law. Mr. Chair, I wish to invite the attention of the committee to Executive Order Number 13, the presidential issuance which provides for the very first time for the term online gaming, the term that was never mentioned in the legislation that was passed by Congress. In the 8th whereas clause, it says, clarifying the extent of authority of gambling regulators, particularly with regards to online gaming. And then we have Section 3, clarification on online gambling, which technically defines what online gambling is. And then under Section 4, Mr. Chair, it emphasizes the oversight function of the Office of the President over all forms of gaming, and that includes online gaming. I humbly submit, Mr. Chair, that EO number 13 brings online gambling into life. And I do not understand, Mr. Chair, why this should circumvent the law that was passed by Congress, creating the PAGCOR and providing the authorities to regulate all the gaming and gambling activities. Once again, Mr. Chair, I wish to raise the reason why the principle of separation of powers is very important. The principle of separation of powers and its concepts of autonomy and independence stem from the notion that the powers of the government must be divided to avoid concentration of these powers in any one branch. The division, it is hoped, would avoid any single branch from lording its power over the other branches or the citizenry. To achieve this purpose, the divided power must be wielded by co-equal branches of government that are equally capable of independent action in exercising their respective mandates. Lack of independence would result in the inability of one branch of government to check the arbitrary or self-interest assertions of another or others. To wind up, Mr. Chair, I wish to state for the record that when the President issued Executive Order number 13, it is the humble submission of this representation. He legislated, he amended, he repealed the law, an act which violates the fundamental principle of separation of power. The executive should not encroach upon the power to legislate that belongs exclusively to the Congress. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Diba? So, hindi na nga nakapalag si Roque. Usually, bastos yan. Biglang sasabat, di ba? Gaya ng ginawa niya sa Senado, kasi nandun yung mga kaalyado nila. Oh, pero nadali siya, hindi niya akalain, mawawarningan agad-agad siya, na ma-cite siya, di ba? Ma-contempt. Ngayon, dito, wala na, hindi siya nakapalag rito, si Harry Roque. Na-lecturean eh. Nakakahiya yung gano'n, pagmamalaki mo, you're an expert, blah, 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 ganyan. Tapos yung basic, hindi mo alam, kunwari. Alam naman niya yun, imposibleng, kaya nga basic eh, imposibleng hindi niya alam yan. Nakatawa lang ako rito kasi, tawag diyan, wala hong mga makaribat dito sa sinasabi, sa paliwanag dito ni Congresswoman Luistro. Yan. Ako. Pero alam niyo in fairness kahapon, napakaaga. Lagi namang maaga si Harry Roque. No, kahapon talaga naman habang ninangaw-ngawan sila ni Dan Fernandez sa simula. Andun lang siya, pasimangot lang siya ng pasimangot, pero ang aga. Hindi katulad ng ibang mga resource person na medyo nalilate, may iba mga matatagal dumating. Yan, pero siya talaga. Yan. In fairness, no? Okay? Wala, nakakuha po talaga ng katapat. Hindi umubra ang kanyang katarayan. Ang ganda ng pagkakapaliwanag. Plansyadong-plansyado, buong-buo. Pati yung boses. Diba? So, paano natin sasabihin na si Harry Roque talagang nananatili yung pakikipaglaban niya sa ngalan ng interes ng ating mga kababayan? Kung yung ganito lamang na hindi niya mismo binabasa yung batas, yung Executive Order number 13. Diba? Yun lang, ang dami ng mga inanunsyo niya, ganun lang pala. Kalokohan. Ang totoo po, alam po ni Harry Roque yan. Na-sense ko yan nung meron siyang pinaliliwanag tungkol doon sa Pogo nung muling pinabuksan ni Duterte under ng BPO nung personal na tinawagan siya. Na personally ayaw niya ho talaga ang Pogo. Masakit sa kalooban niya ang Pogo, pati yung ginawa niyang yun. Pero napilitan siyang gawin. Dahil nga, ang justification ni Duterte, kailangan natin ng pera dahil marami tayong gastusin ngayong pandemic. At yun na nga. Pero doon, isinegway niya ng konti. Sinabi niya nagbibigay ng cash resource sa presidente. Pa-joke pa kunwari, pero alam niyo na. Nako, sabi kunwari lang hindi takot si Roque. Kaya akala niya hindi nakahanda ang mga mambubusisi sa kanya. Correct. Diba? Ang gulat niya. Hindi po ako naniniwala na dadalo si Duterte. Pero subukan po niyang hindi dumalo sa patawag. Nako. Ano yan, palagay ko ha, eto palagay ko lang. Kasi ako ganito ginagawa ko eh. Pagka yung meron po akong mga hinihiring na ayaw dumalo, ayaw sumipot sa'min, tatlong patawag na kami sa kanya, meron kaming pasundo pa, oh, ayaw pa rin ho talagang sumipot. Ang ginagawa ko po, yung mga kasama ko sa hearing, mga kapwa ko hearing officers, kami ang pumupunta sa bahay nila. So malamang sa malamang po dito, dahil ganito ho ka-eager yung mga kongresista natin eh. Tignan niyo ha, lahat ng mga hearing na nangyayari ngayon na may kinalaman si Duterte, they are combining into one. 'Di ba? Yung Quad Committee, ibig sabihin, it is the composition of 4 different committees. Eh nakita po nila, konektado pala ang mga nangyayaring ito, pati yung EJK, yung war on drugs doon, eto nga Pogo. So lahat po ng mga ng mga committees na yan, i-combine na po nila into one. At doon patatawag nila si Duterte. So malamang sa malamang po ito, aking palagay lamang ito. Sana po ay mali ako. Maghi-hearing yan mismo sa Davao City. Hindi ba si PBBM dati? Tingnan niyo, I'm just tawag dito, observing this pattern eh. Ginawa nila Duterte noong January 28, mumura, 'di ba, ni Digong at ng anak niya si PBBM, January 28. Oh. 2 days later, pumunta ang presidente sa Davao City mismo. Nasaan ang mayor ng Davao City? Hindi ho nakaharap. 'Di ba? Dahil sa kahihiyan. Tapos si Sara na nagkataon nandun sa malapit lang din na lugar, siya po ang humarap na kay PBBM kalaunan sa ibang event. So ngayon ho, hindi ho malayong gawin din po yan ng mga mambabatas natin. Tsaka nakita ko rin yung isang event po na ginawa ron ni PBBM, hindi ba't lahat ng, halos lahat ng mga kongresista, almost 300 yata sila, o basta na mahigit 200 'yon, nagpuntahan din ng Mindanao. 'Di ba? Yung sinasabi po nila na, "Oh, we have a session." Ang sabi nila doon, nila Dan Fernandez. We have not a session, we have a quorum. Yun. So, malamang sa malamang, lusubin ng mga mambabatas, eto pong si Duterte. Okay? Yan po yung nakikita ko diyan. Kung hindi po siya sisipot at sabihin niya, wala akong pamasahe, sila po ngayon ang pupuntahan ng Kongreso. 'Di ba? Para matanong. Hindi naman na po yan pambabastos doon po sa tinatawag nating interparliamentary courtesy. Because hindi naman po parliamentarian si Duterte. Okay, and besides, civilian siya, and this is for the interest and also for the general welfare. Alright? Okay, so iwan na natin 'to.